Hello and welcome back to Drawing with Mrs. Mills. Hope you're having a great day and I'm excited to get back into perspective with you. So if you didn't watch my intro to perspective video, please go back and watch that now because that's going to explain some things to you. But today we're going to work on putting some simple shapes into perspective. So the first thing we're going to do is take a ruler and draw a horizon line on our paper. Because we're just practicing, it really doesn't matter where you put it. Put in your horizon line. Try to get it straight. And then we're going to pick a point for our vanishing point. Again, this is just for practice, so it doesn't matter where you put it. I'm going to put a little VP there for vanishing point. Now, we are going to draw a square, and then we're going to put that into perspective. So I'm just going to do a quick little square, and I am not being super careful. If you have graph paper, you could do this better. I'm just kind of eyeballing this, so keep in mind that you could get this square perfectly if you used graph paper or take a little bit longer than I'm taking. All right, so here is my square. And now we are going to move that into perspective using 1 point perspective. And one thing I want to be clear about with 1 point perspective is that in 1 point perspective, these two lines, they are still parallel. They're never going to touch. And these two lines are still parallel. They're never going to touch. The lines that are moving into perspective are all the lines coming back this way. So we still see the flat face of the front of the cube in 1 point perspective. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each point, each corner, to the vanishing point. I'm going to try and do this pretty light. Each corner. Now, if this is a solid cube, this back side you would not see, but if it's clear, you would see it. So I'm going to draw it in there. All right, and that just barely, that one side of the cube, you can just barely see it, but let's put it in there. Okay, so now we've got our shape, our rectangular prism, moving out into the distance in perspective. That's really step one. The next step would be to put these back lines and the bottom lines into our cube to close off the cube. So I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Okay, so let's get back into drawing the back parts of our shape. What you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler, and it's really important that you keep your ruler nice and level, and you're just going to slide it up to however far back you want the width of your cube. And you're going to do the same for this side. Now, I know this side is very skinny, but you want to make sure you don't have it wiggly like this or wiggly like this. But you see where this point hits? We're going to drop a vertical from there. A little hard to see here because we're almost out of space. But I'll do my best. As you can see, this was lined right up with the vanishing point, so it's kind of hard to see. Over here, you would drop from here straight down. So this is vertical and straight down here. And then you could do the same from horizontal, straight up. Okay, so again, really important to keep your lines light in reality because you'd want to be able to erase those. Let's try another cube. Obviously, when it's below the horizon line, you can see the top of the cube. If we put it right on, let's see how that changes. What happens? So let's put it right in the middle. Now again, we're going to draw all of our corners to the vanishing point. And I can see right now that those back corners, I'm not even going to see them. So let's start with these. And this is going to be so easy because you can't see the top or the bottom because of where our cube is sitting. So all we have to do then is move this line over here, wherever we want it. Now, a mistake that a lot of students make is they put this line wobbly like that. You want to make sure these are staying parallel. They're never ever going to meet. You want to keep them nice and straight. If you have a T-square, that's a good way to help. Even mine, I can tell it's not perfect. So that's if it's sitting on the horizon line. Now, if you were drawing buildings, this would be a great way to set up your buildings and things like that. Now, how about if it's above? So let's take all of our points to the vanishing point, starting from down here. Again, I put this one really close to the vanishing point, didn't I? We're not going to see that, and we're not going to see that. So all we got to do is move this down here. And that would be our cube. So we can see the bottom of it because it's above our horizon line. Let's do one more. Let's move one way out here. So we're going to take each corner to the vanishing point. This is a good one because we'll get all three of these in. And then, of course, this one, you could, in theory, see it if our cube was see-through. Let's take this horizontal, and you're just going to move it over. Trying to keep it as straight up and down as you possibly can. All right, and where this meets here, we're going to come across horizontally. Now, if that's a solid cube, then you're good. But if you want to make it clear so you can see, you're going to go right here, and you're going to go right here, and you're going to bring this horizontally across. And you're going to bring this vertically, connecting those two spots to give you the back plane of your shape. So, what I'd like you to practice today is drawing some squares, taking all of your points to the vanishing point, and then practice trying to get your sides nice and straight and nice and horizontal so everything lines up and so that it looks good in perspective. Because this is really your basic thing that you need to learn how to do. And once you can do this, you can build your skills even greater. Remember to use a ruler and to keep your lines nice and light while you're working, and you can go over them when you get them figured out. You can also erase them if you keep them light so that they're not there when you're all done. That's about it for today. I hope that you enjoyed learning to put cubes or squares into perspective, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do tomorrow. Thanks, and have a great day.